An important lie.
Yes. Yes, I do want that story.
Well, during the time that I was still in UT, we were always getting together talking about what, how, and everything. And one of my friends was Lord Llewellyn, which we were taking accounting together. And Lord, this was during that last time, during the third quarter, came over and came just to see me and told me, said, R.E., says, I'm in, and said, above all, if they interview you when you go over there, tell them that you haven't been taking basic ROTC or that you played in the band. And I said, why? And he said, because if you've had basic ROTC, you can drill, you know how to drill. And said what they do is they give you a small group of people and put you in charge of that, and you're in the infantry. And of course, UT's ROTC was in the infantry, and said, I'm shipping out to Europe right away, and said, lie about it, says, if you want anything other than the infantry.
So he had not lied about it, and he
no, he told the truth.
And he wound up in the infantry.
Right.
So he was advising you to lie.
Yes.
And maybe you'll wind up somewhere else. Okay.
A friendly lie, okay.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So as I was telling you, when I went in for the interview, and I think he was an officer at that time, I'm not sure, but they asked you all these questions, your background, and your educational background. And when I said I had graduated from the University of Tennessee, he says, have you had basic ROTC? And I said, no, sir. And he started to smile a little bit. And he says, well, I thought it was required at UT that you, all people, men, had to take basic ROTC. And I said, well, normally that's true, but I worked my way through college, and I was working at this time, and I met before a board, and they let me not have to take, because I didn't have time to take that along with all my other work. He said, well, okay, he says, but did you ever play in the band, UT band? And I said, no, sir. Can't play a note. So I never did play in the band, and he smiled again. And then he asked me, he said, well, what kind of work would you like to do in the service? And I said, well, I was raised on a farm, and we had a lot of machinery, and I thought it'd be interesting if I could become an airplane mechanic, get into this program similar to that. Was there any possibility? He said, I don't know, I don't control that. But says there's a lot of things you can get into, clerical work and things like that. And we finished the interview. And then after it was over, I asked Bill, I said, well, can we get together that night? Well, the thing that was such great for me, is it was Bill Fitz was the interviewer. And Bill and I were good friends at UT, worked on accounting problems and everything like that. So we were really close friends.
But he knew you were lying then.
Yes, and that's the reason he smiled, I'm sure.
Okay.
And that night we got together and chatted a little bit, and he said he was real happy when I denied that I had taken basic ROTC or played in the band, because that would automatically throw me into the category. He was talking about the other. And